Next, I'm going to introduce Eudanomics, and they're going to speak to us about being your best, well, being your best. So can we give her a big round of applause, please?
Good morning, everybody. My name's Tracy. My partner in crime is Liz, who's hiding at the back there. I was tasked by Darren to bring some energy into the room. Tricky, I thought, in a room full of people who are absolutely full of energy. And actually, just listening to what's been spoken about already this morning, I've completely changed what I'm going to say. Liz doesn't know that yet, but she'll cope with that. What I'm struck by is we're talking to you today about energy and about eudaimonics and about what that means. But before I do that, I'm kind of inspired to say something to you guys. My business is called The Work Playground, and Liz and I spend all our time working with leaders in large organisations across the world, helping them to become purposeful leaders, helping them to become leaders who want to make a difference, helping them to become leaders who know their values, who know what they're about, who know what their calling is, who are using their heart to do business. So they're using business as a force for good. And it's bloody hard work, okay? And mainly it's hard work because those leaders have spent a long period of their lives not knowing that stuff. They don't know their values, they're not leading with their heart, they're being somebody else and not being themselves, they're not being authentic, they're not being bold. And what I've seen in this room so far actually means that I will be out of a job hopefully very, very soon. Because I won't have to work with leaders who don't know those things, because what I've seen so far from the three people who've spoken is that you all know that stuff, and that you all are exactly role modelling what I'm just going to tell you about. And actually, Darren and I are going to have a chat after this session, because I said to him, what sort of people are in the room, Darren? Who am I talking to in the room, Darren? And he said, I said, I don't want to teach these people to suck eggs. And he said, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Now I'm thinking, shit, I might be teaching you to suck eggs, okay? So I'm just going to hope that you will allow me to teach you to suck eggs for a little while and create some energy in the room, okay? So you okay for doing that with me? Yeah. Brilliant. And if it feels a bit sucky eggy, just go with it, all right? You can never have too much of that. So, eudaimonics, what is it about? It's about energy, and it's about helping people to be their best through using their energy in the most effective way that they can. And how this came about for us was, as I've mentioned, we work with leaders who don't manage their energy particularly well. And we also work with kids who do manage their energy really well when they are allowed to be themselves. And we saw a connection between those two things. How could we create something that meant that children are being able to be their best through managing their energies really effectively? And how can we help leaders to reconnect with what it's like to be a child and reconnect with how fundamentally easy it is to manage our energy when we let go of loads of stuff? So we had a crazy idea, and I met Darren in a pub, I think, or a coffee shop, introduced by a mutual friend. And I said, I've got this crazy idea. I was pregnant at the time, so highly emotional. And within about 5 minutes of meeting, he made me cry. And I think I cried for the entire conversation, actually. I said, I've got this crazy idea. I want to get children and adults in the room at the same time to learn together. They all need to know this stuff. The children need to share it, and the adults need to reconnect with it. How can we do that? It's just mad. And Darren was one of the first people who convinced me that actually being mad and being crazy is absolutely what you need to do to change the world, and totally reconnected me with my purpose and what I love to do. So thank you, Darren. So what I'm going to, let's give Darren a round of applause. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just really introduce you to some key themes and some ideas and some activities around managing your energy, okay? And the first piece of this is really an introduction before we play around with it a bit more. And in your goodie bags, we're inviting you to There's some different tools and techniques in there that you can use to manage your energy. Some of them you'll be really familiar with, some of them might be new to you. Okay. So, a bit about managing your energy. And this is, bear in mind, this is what we teach our children. So we go around schools and businesses and we get children and adults in the same room and we teach this stuff to them. So in your goodie bags, you'll have a bit of paper, a bit of card that looks like this. This is my Twitter thing, @work_playground. Sorry, I should have shouted that out earlier. Okay, I've got you a bit of paper. So I'll put it on the flip chart for you. What I'm going to do is really quickly talk to you about the different energies. And then you're going to have a go at talking to somebody next to you. Or actually, I'm not going to get you to talk. You're probably bored of talking to the person next to you. You've had at least 3 conversations. We're going to kind of mix it up a bit, okay? So, energies. Many of us don't know that we have more than one energy. Many of us don't know that we can access more than one energy. So that's my first point to you, is I often actually live in an annoying environment now where most people I hang out with know that there's more than one energy. So if I say I'm tired, they say, Tracy, in which way are you tired? And I go, oh, shut up, I'm just knackered. Okay? But often we use a particular way of replenishing our energies. Okay? We have 4 of them. So we have what we describe as our purposeful energy, which is absolutely in abundance in this room. There is so much purposeful energy in here, I just want to kiss it. It's amazing. Okay? However, that's unusual, isn't it? Yeah. So purposeful energy is knowing what's important to you, knowing your values, knowing what drives you, knowing what you are here to do, making a contribution that's bigger than you, okay? And that is, and we're going to come back to this actually, because we're going to try and find some of our purposeful energy, although I don't think it's going to be that difficult, to be fair. Our rocket fuel is the thing that gets us out of bed in the morning when nothing else does. Yeah, it's the amount of times that you failed and got up again, because you have access to your rocket fuel. So that's your purposeful energy, what drives you. In the middle of there, you've got your vitality. That's your physical energy, your physicality, how you look after yourself, how you replenish your physical energy, how you sleep, how you hydrate yourself, how you feed yourself, how you move. Very, very important. Focus. This is all around how you manage your mental energy. How creative you are, how you use your imagination. What do you do with those stories inside your head that was mentioned earlier? Okay? How do you tell stories to yourself? And how do you manage your mental energy? And then the final one here, connection. And this is my personal favourite. And I actually noticed, funnily enough, I think Liz has tweeted it actually, there's a bit of a theme going on with me today. I don't know if anyone can spot it. But I'm a bit love heart up, aren't I? I've got a few love hearts going on. I've only just noticed that I'm I won't check my knickers, but I think I might have a heart on my knickers as well. But anyway, so connection is all about our emotions. You do it now? It's all about our emotions, okay? So connection is about how we connect with other people, how we manage our emotional energy. Do we have really good relationships? Do we bank those relationships? Are we emotionally intelligent? How do we connect? How do we give feedback? How do we appreciate? How are we kind to ourselves and others? So everything that we talked about this morning is absolutely the stuff of this. So like any energy, each of these can be depleted and replenished. And eudaimonics, and what we teach children in schools, children and young people in schools, and leaders, is how your energy is depleted and how you replenish it. Okay, and there are a number of different ways that you can do that. So, for example, when I go home tonight, I absolutely guarantee I will not be tired because my purposeful energy will be overflowing. Okay, though I will be so inspired by what I've heard today. I am inspired by what I've heard. How we look after the body with which we were given and the way in which we replenish the energy in there is really important to us. Helps us to meet our purpose. Okay. What we think about, how grateful we are about things in life, how we use our creativity and imagination will help us replenish our mental energy, and how the value and the connection that we have with others will enable us to replenish our emotional energy. And what I want us to do before we go into a nice little replenishment break is on your card there, I just want you to think about and write down with a pen if you can, in what ways do you deplete and replenish each of your energies? Okay. So how do you do that? So what takes energy away from those 4 areas for you, and how do you replenish it currently? If you can't think of ways in which you replenish it, that's absolutely fine. But as soon as you've got a couple of points on each of those, or however many you want, I want you to stand up and come and join me at the front. Okay? So as soon as you've got 1 or 2 points in each of those, come and join me at the front. I'll do mine. Yeah, so vitality is your physical energy. So the way that you feed yourself, the way you hydrate yourself, how you move, how you keep yourself well, physically well. Yeah, emotional intelligence, yeah. Not many of you at the front yet. When you're done, come up and join me at the front.
It only takes the first crazy follower, and we've got that one.
Okay. She's with me. I am. She is now. Look at that, it's my lovely hair lady. What do you think? Do you think my hair would suit that? Do you think? What do you think? Do you think? Hello, gorgeous.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I see.
Sorry, I realise I've got a microphone on. Yeah, do you think hairstyle, do you think? Swapsies. Swapsies? Love that hair. It's brilliant. Some more people up the front then. Come on, Tony. We were talking about numbers earlier, Jeffrey, weren't we? Any numbers yet? I guarantee by the end of this session we'll have numbers. Look at this line thing going on. That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, step out of the line, let's get up here. Just because you're sitting down doesn't mean that you're not going to get to do the next thing. Right, for those of you who are up here, so that tells me you're ready to go, I would like you to find somebody that you've not yet spoken to today, and actually I go back out there and grab someone that's still sitting down. And I just want you to share what's on here, so say, this is where I get my energy from, and actually this is where it kind of falls out, this is where I replenish, and this is where it depletes, okay? Run around, now. No one in this room old enough to remember that. Find someone you haven't yet spoken to today. When we work with children and adults, actually, we play a nice little ditty, which I didn't bring with me, but I should have done to get you all back in the room. Thank you. So that's the start of a conversation. It's a massive conversation, isn't it? But this is just the start of it. So I'm going to encourage you to continue those conversations as you go throughout the day. And we have another couple of slots where we're going to think about managing our energy in that way. Eudaimonics is a term that is derived from the word eumania, which is the Greek word for flourishing, leading a flourishing life. And it is our belief and totally our purpose that if we can help children and adults to lead a flourishing life and be the best by managing their energies really effectively, then we can change the world. And that's our belief and our passion. And I have an ask of you today. Darren has very kindly given us an opportunity to showcase eudaimonics. And when someone goes through our programme, they become what we call eudaimaniacs. And they are advocates. So there are a few people in this room that I know are eudaimaniacs just by talking to them. So they might not have been through one of my programmes, but I know that they are. And my passion is to make this whole room a group of eudaimaniacs that can go out and help us spread the word. So my ask of you today is, this is not as big as I would like it to be, and I really want your help through connecting to think about how you might get more eudaimaniacs out there in the world. So that's my ask of you. The next session that we're going to have this afternoon is going to be we're going to do a bit of treasure hunting. And to start that process off, in your bags, you have 3 of these cards. And on one side of the card, it has a word, and on the other side of the card, it has a question. Now, your task, before you go rumbling around in your bags, I always do this. Your task is to have a look at the 3 words that you've got, okay? These are words that might be important to you, words that you might connect with, potentially words that might give you some of the access to that rocket fuel, okay? And I want you to have a look at the 3 cards you've got and decide whether or not you think they are 3 cards that you want to keep hold of because they're important to you, or they're 3 cards that you want to get rid of. Now, I've chosen a card that I absolutely want to get rid of, right? So accuracy does nothing for me. I could not be described as an accurate person, not particularly fond of accuracy, okay? I want to find 3 cards that represent who I am and who I feel and what my purpose is and what's important to me. And I know that out there in this room there are people who have 3 cards that belong to me, and I will find them, okay? Your job between now and the next time we meet this afternoon is to go treasure hunting. Talk to as many people as you can, rummage in their bags if you have to find 3 cards that accurately represent who you are, okay? And then you'll come back in with your 3 cards in the next session that mean something to you, okay? You up for that? Excellent. I've run out of time. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.